Stay tuned, and at the end, I'm going to give you the one reason why investing in real estate can beat the stock market every single time. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more content. I'm not a financial advisor. These are my opinions, and you should reach out to a financial advisor before investing. And before investing in anything, you should make sure that you fully understand what you're investing in. Which is a better investment? Real estate market or the stock market? And let's take a look at what DJ Vlad's opinion is on this. One clip from Vlad Stocks and two clips from an interview on Vlad TV with Jay Morrison and Grant Cardone, two well-known real estate investors. And what you have to remember is Vlad is a heavy investor in the stock market, and his business, Vlad Stocks, is about the stock market. So he's going to be more partial to that. And I encourage you to go check out Vlad Stocks and see for yourself what you think. But let's see what he has to say about investing in real estate.
This is Vlad from Vlad TV.
We heard about you before you even got up here.
And one of the greatest things about owning stocks is that you can sell your whole portfolio with the click of a button. Unlike real estate, where you have to list your whole property, spend time looking for a buyer, and do a bunch of paperwork to close the deal, with stocks, you can sell every stock you own for the current market value.
How, Sway?
In all seriousness, he is correct that you can liquidate quicker with stocks. But the point of buy and hold investing is to buy and hold. So you're not trying to sell it. And something great about real estate is you're making monthly income. So even if the value did drop, you're still making cash flow if you bought it correctly. If you want to compare investing in the stock market to what a real estate investor would get on rents, you could look at dividend investing. But how much money would you have to put in to get a substantial dividend that would compare to monthly rents? Not to mention, you have leverage that's just unbelievable with real estate investing. So think about how much money the bank will put up of it. So you've got a $100,000 property, you're putting up $20,000, and the bank is putting up the other $80,000. And sure, you have to pay a mortgage, but the tenants are paying that mortgage. And there's other factors such as appreciation, you've got mortgage pay down, and you can defer capital gains taxes by doing a 1031 exchange. And a 1031 exchange is where you take the profits from the sale of a property and you roll them into the purchase of another investment property. And by doing that, you don't have to pay taxes at the sale. If you go to Vlad Stocks and watch the entire clip, you'll see where he seems to be confused at the difference between real estate investing and buying a piece of real estate to live in. So you've got to compare apples to apples. Let's take a look at this next clip where Vlad is talking to Grant Cardone.
Well, I think the thing that I appreciated most in our interview last time is that so many people try to sell people a dream and say, like, you don't need a good job to start investing in real estate. You can start with zero money down and become rich after a few years. And you said, look, if you want to make real money, you got to do 32 units commercial, multi-unit, and you're gonna need a whole bunch of cash up front in order to do it. And if you can't do that, then don't even bother.
Yeah, it's just, look, you're going to end up having another job that doesn't pay you anything. Like if you hate the minimum wage job you have now, you're going to hate the next one more.
Got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Vlad does make a good point. When it comes to real estate investing, I mean, there really are a lot of dream sellers. But in the specific reference, it's not really a good one because you actually can get into real estate investing with no money down. Now, the thing about that is it requires a high level of skill. So you're not likely to be a beginner and just walk into that unless you really, really put your focus on that. But there are other types of dreams they're selling, and anybody selling get rich quick, it's usually a scam. Once you get into no or low money down real estate investing, you're moving away from traditional real estate investing to creative real estate investing. And there's enough different types of creative real estate investing to write an entire book on it. Another point is you have to consider who Vlad's talking to. He's talking to Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is a real estate syndicator. So think about it. The point there was that anything less than 32 units is a waste. But let's be realistic. Who can start out at 32 units? And of course, there are some people that can. But realistically, you have to start out where you're at. And that's one thing about Vlad's overall audience. Most of his audience is not going to be able to start out at 32 units. So to say that if you can't do 32, don't do any, that's crazy. You start out at 4, you can start out at 2, and even if you start out at 1 unit, you build up. And eventually, you could sell off those and then work your way up and get a 32 unit, or even if you started at 16 and work your way up. But just to say start out at 32 or it's not worth it, where that plays well in Grant Cardone's book is that if you don't have the skill, you could buy into his fund and he can manage the property for you. As far as I'm concerned, I want to own the properties myself and manage them myself so I maximize the returns. Once you buy into syndication, then you really are probably looking at returns that are much more similar to investing in the stock market. Now let's take a look at this last clip when Vlad interviews Jay Morrison, who is also a real estate syndicator. But you'll start to see where Vlad's negative opinion on real estate starts to shift a little bit.
So let me put it like this. When it comes to commercial real estate, and which is any real estate which brings you income, I do not think that's a scam.
Well, commercial is really any real estate over 5 units or over 4 units is commercial real estate.
Okay.
But
okay, so I'm gonna include commercial real estate over 5 units. I'm also gonna include any type of real estate where you're getting rental income from.
Right. Okay. Revenue.
If you are buying, if you're investing in real estate, then and you're making income from that real estate, whether it's you live somewhere else and you're renting it out, or it's a multi-unit where you live in one and you rent out the other 3, and it's covering your mortgage and so forth. I'm all for that. I think that's a great investment vehicle. It's not something I choose to do personally,
right?
Because I feel stocks is a better investment vehicle. But if that's what you're doing as an investment, I'm all for it. You've developed a system for it. We talked about, buying and selling without a real estate agent, and so forth, and finding rehab properties and so forth. If that is what your expertise is and that's your investment vehicle, I'm all for it.
Gotcha.
So Vlad would still choose the stock market over real estate, but he does start to get an understanding of how real estate can be a good investment. Now, for the one reason that real estate can beat out stocks every single time is because you can get the best of both worlds. You can take the profits from the real estate and roll them into the stock market and get the benefit of both. Hope you found this content useful. Hit the like button and leave comments.